So basic battle chapter with this chapter of Magi. For the most part, we learned a couple different things, but it was definitely heavy on the action. And I liked a lot of different things that was going on, mainly the Ko Empire, the three siblings that was attacking with those giant attacks. It looked pretty freaking awesome, but at the same time, it's like this Al Sarman father threat is really showcasing that regardless of what you throw at him, how many combinations you use, he's not going down. And it's very reminiscent, to be honest with you. It's kind of reminded me of the Jubi, except a bit more fast-paced version of the fight with the Jubi, because, like, he's getting knocked around and everything, and it's, like, practically disintegrating him, the attacks that they're using, but he's still getting back up. So it's kind of reminding me of something of that nature, I guess you could say. One of the things we did learn with the Al Sarman father threat is pretty much that he is stealing the Rook with his actual hands. And to me, when I heard that, I was like, okay, so wouldn't the best solution be to actually get rid of the hands or tie up the hands some way, like, you know, distract him with his hands while you disintegrate the rest of his body and attack him from other sides? But the problem with that would be somebody would have to be a sacrifice. But we also learned in this chapter that Kohen's sword, Phoenix, can actually heal the flesh, as it was displayed that he healed Ali Baba and his face of the flesh of their arm. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But if somebody goes up against the father threat, they stand in front of him while he's attacking them, you know, maybe dodge, blocked, or whatever you got to do, then the other people can come from behind and the legs and everywhere else and attack him. That way he can't use the defensive barrier, he can't steal any Rook, and they can pretty much continue attacking him, and regardless of what damage they sustain. Mainly, I would say it would be best to probably have Kohen do the attacks, because Kohen, you know, he has Phoenix, and he could do it the easiest, and he's the strongest, clearly, on the battlefield. He's the strongest. Have him do it, while the other ones, you know, pretty much attack. He can also use his Jin equip, so that way he won't sustain as much damage in case he gets grabbed, and it would be the best solution. That's what I thought when I was reading the chapter, because, like, you know, they did everything they could, and when they knocked him into the ocean, big mistake, by the way, he just started stealing the Rook with his hands. Now, going back to the whole thing with Kohen's sword, the Phoenix, it is a good thing, because it will allow the manga to go as dark as she wants, pretty much. If she wants to, you know, have somebody get completely decimated and then he can use a sword. But at the same time, it also could come off as a cop-out. Kind of reminds me of Sesshomaru from Inuyasha's sword, how it could heal. It was actually one of the biggest plot devices, pretty much, in Inuyasha, because he could pretty much bring you back to life with his sword. Now, this, I don't think, can do to that extent. It only we've seen could heal flesh thus far. I don't know how far could it heal, and I also imagine it takes quite a bit of a Magoi from Kohen as well, even though he seems to have a crazy amount at this point. So it could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing if it's used too much. I don't want them to spam that. I mean, if somebody is, like, cut in half, I hope that this sword isn't going to be able, here, your body is back. So far, we've only seen it heal flesh, which isn't too big of a deal. At the end of the day, it's not like, oh, I want to see Ali Baba with a freaking flesh disintegrated arm, or Kohen with his face all melted off. So hopefully, if it's done correctly, it won't be too much of a plot device. Another thing that was mentioned is Hakuryu. Where is Hakuryu? And to be honest with you, I haven't stated this yet because I just started reviewing it last chapter, but Hakuryu is one of my least favorite characters. I almost can say I strongly dislike this character. To me, he is just going about things the wrong way, and I'm just not really liking him. And the fact that all of his family is going hard trying to stop father and he's nowhere to be seen is like, that's a bitch move, dude. Like, I understand you hate Kogyoku, the empress, the, you know, stepmother or mother or whatever, and you don't want to see her pretty much rise to power because, you know, she's a dirty Al Sarman dog, but he's going about things the wrong way. And at the end of the day, the way he treated in past chapters Hakuei, one of his sisters, which she's not a bad person, and the way he treated her, and like now everyone's going in, everyone's trying their hardest, but he's nowhere to be found. Like, from the very beginning, I wasn't a fan of Hakuryu, and slowly but surely I become really disinterested in him and dislike him. And it's true, it's kind of like where Kohen was like, I don't know if he's going to follow my orders. Where the hell is he? You should be helping out your family. At the very least, you should be helping to try to stop father, but he's nowhere to be found, like a bitch. I do not like Hakuryu, just saying. Not to mention he got his ass owned by his mom, Kogyoku, a couple chapters back, so yeah. Overall chapter, for what it was, a good battle chapter with a couple different developments, 7 out of 10. Wish we would have got a little bit more, and as far as this whole father thing, I'm just wondering to what extent is he going to go, because instead of like morphing down, I thought he would have morphed down to like maybe a small, actual, like a person type of form. He seems to be getting bigger because he's stealing the Rook from the ocean. To me, the best solution is distract his hands, get rid of the hands, while you're attacking him, and that'll be the best thing because he is stealing the Rook and doing most of his attacks via his hands. And also the form that he's going to take if he does get perfected, it looks like a mixture of something we haven't seen necessarily before with Mogami, the Chancellor from Magnustott. It kind of looks like him in a way. So it's like exactly what is this guy father? Is pretty much he using Mogami's appearance in a way? Is he going to look entirely different when all is said and done? That's what I'm really curious, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mogami with his hatred was able to somehow conquer this father thing and uses its strength to just start decimating people after it gets perfected or something. Again, overall good chapter. Ko Gyoku, Hakuei, and Ko, they all pretty much went in with their moves. Sadly, it seems as though father is more of a threat, but that's a good thing because I don't want to see him just get decimated easily, even though it was pretty much the entire Ko Empire, the best of the best, coming at him, and he still got up, but that was because of the ocean and the Rook. So this was kind of like a learning curve for them as well. Okay, now we know that the hands is a problem. Gotta have the hands distracted. Now you know you can't throw this dude in the ocean because he's just gonna suck up the Rook from the ocean and make himself bigger. They have to use what they learned in this chapter and progress in the next chapter in a way to defeat him and find some way to do it, because it's just like, even Aladdin tried to summon those Ugo sand clones, which, oh my god, I love that move. It's so beast. It's such an honorable thing to do for his fallen friend. And it's like, okay, if he can't do anything, the Magi, the strong-ass Magi, Aladdin, and everyone else, they're gonna have a real big problem. And I'm liking this. This threat is no joke. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for this father guy that he's not going down without a fight. He's persistent as hell. I'm for Netherworld, and as always, people, fuck Haku to you.